Artists need managers, and I think every artist knows that. And this is why a lot of you all are kind of restricted, confused. You may not go anywhere, but it's only because there's so much that's stuck in your head. Like, if you could get the stuff out of your head and organized on paper, then maybe you would get a lot further. And though some artists can do this on their own, many can't, and therefore they seek managers. So that's your biggest problem. It's not the money. It's not, I can't do it. It's you can't get it out of your head and organize it. You don't have great organizational skills. And we don't expect you to. You're an artist, you're creative, and we need creativity. We need all the colors of the rainbow on the paper or in the sound. But I know this. If you want the right manager fit for you, or you're trying to get one from the ground up, then they're going to need to master 4 skills while they're working with you in order to see you skyrocket and for you to become a dynamic duo. So if you want to figure out what that is, tune in to today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. The first skill is project management. Project management is the first step to becoming a great manager. If you're an artist seeking an inexperienced manager, assign them the task of helping you logistically complete your albums, EPs, or singles, all right? It's an easy job to start with before tackling other responsibilities. And if you two can establish a rhythm here, purpose and progress will naturally fall into place for every step that follows, or at least every skill that I'm going to explain to you that follows. Project management is almost every single time the first thing that artist needs. Help me get the project done from A to Z. I need artwork. Can you help me find someone who can do artwork? I need the producer's contracts to be done. Can you get the producer's contracts over to these guys? I need the splits from the songwriters, right? I need you to help me with distribution to get it up on the distributor's site if I don't know how to do it myself. And artists, let me say this, you can't be too lazy to not do anything. But you need a project manager to help you complete this single EP or album. If this person can help you get through this thing faster than you thought and with ease, without much headache, other than you got to pay somebody here or there, they might be a good manager for you. But let's add the second skill on top of this. The second step is reception management. And as you're completing projects, excellent responsiveness becomes crucial for professionally handling requests for the artist and managing project-related communications. AI can significantly assist with this task. However, the manager's ability to respond to incoming requests is a skill honed through time management and organization. So project management was one thing. Yes, you had to talk to certain people to get things done. But now we got to see if the responsiveness of this potential manager for you is really, really good. It's the ability to respond, or the response ability with that manager or that person to be, it's got to be professional. Because if it's not professional, or you can read their emails and it's like, dang, why did you say it like that? If you always got to frown your brow at the responses that you see in your email or your joint email account with this person, chances are we've got a lack of professionalism here that's going to need to be changed. And you need to say something about this as an artist, because they're the front person for you. Remember, you hired them. I don't care how big you get, you hired your manager. They're managing your business processes and they represent you. They're the first line of defense. And if it is unprofessional, then you are unprofessional. All right. So in the words of Drumline, one band, one sound. And in this case, your sound sucks. So get it together with this professionalism. Let's go to the third management skill that this person needs to have in place. Network management. Network management is key when working with an artist. Maintaining an accessible file of all contacts and relationships is essential. Noting birthdays, religious affiliations, and other significant information about your connections will ease business transactions, both current and potential. It may also decrease costs and increase growth opportunities. Let me say this. Back when I used to have that number flash behind me before I took it away because so many of you all were texting me and stuff, Superphone is super great for managing all of your networks. I mean, it's so much information in there, but it's so many automated things that can be done so that it doesn't look like you've lost contact with all of the connections that you've generated. So I would recommend using Superphone, even though I don't use it to this day. I might get back on it, but I will never put that number back on social media ever again. But that can really help you with your network management. Other than having a spreadsheet with contacts, There's another company called Artist Growth that's out there. You can use them. They're really good with touring and managing contacts and kind of helping you build or schedule out a marketing plan. Not really schedule posts, but it's like design stuff. So Artist Growth, Superphone, things like that. You know what I mean? They work really well with network management. But then let's add the fourth skill on top of this: cash flow management. The final management skill is the most challenging, but also the most crucial. The artist needs to maintain positive cash flow to run their business, and the manager must assist with these issues. Artists, your manager shouldn't pressure you into doing things for money that don't align with your values or goals. At the same time, managers, it's your job to ensure there's enough fuel in the plane to keep flying. So once you gain momentum, there should never be a lull in cash flow. Cash flow management is not for the newbie manager. We want them to get there as fast as possible, okay? But, you know, sometimes you might not make it to a positive cash flow situation. The whole point is, in cash flow management, you want to make sure that the money keeps coming in. It's not necessarily them getting access to your bank accounts, which I'm going to touch on in a second, but it's making sure that the money is coming in properly. Like everything they can do to make sure you get your money in, not collecting royalties and monies for everybody else. It's getting in your money so that you have money as an artist from all the sources that it needs to come from. That's cash flow management. Step one for new managers, okay? But I know you got a couple questions, so let's go through them. Well, how does the duo form? The duo forms when all skills are in place, combining like the Planeteers from Captain Planet. If the manager can't handle these skills, they'll hinder the artist's career, okay? However, if they can, you'll see the artist rise to the top very, very quickly. And I know this to be a fact. I know this to be true, because all the manager needs to have is a lot of tenacity and determination to make this happen, as well as the artist. If the artist has determination and the inexperienced new manager has some determination, maybe they managed a Starbucks or something like that and they have management skills, you put those two people together and then voila. Which, come to think of it, if you're looking for a new manager that doesn't have any experience, wants to get into the music business, I don't care if it's a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Dollar General, a Family Dollar. I mean, something. They got to have some type of management skill. It could be any fast food management skills. You can take those skills that they learn and apply them to this. And so long as they want to win, it can work. That's interesting. Let's keep going. Will the manager have access to my cash directly? I told you I was going to touch on this. Only if they are partners with you in a business. That's the key phrase. If they are not, then they will manage cash flow from afar, like I was saying earlier. So making sure you pay people and invoices that need to be paid. And if you do not have a financial manager, they may step in for the time being, but you must have a great relationship with them before taking this last step. The only reason why management would have access to the money is because you can't afford a financial manager yet, and it takes some time to be able to afford one. Okay, artists, at the same time, like, this is your money, so you're going to need to learn, you're going to need to learn how to manage something. I mean, you got to do something, man. Like, you can't give it all to everybody, because this is how you're going to go broke. You will never be able to afford to pay everybody everything all the time. So I suggest this for new managers. Keep the invoices on track. Artists, you sit down with the manager and you monitor your finances and match it up with the invoices that you have to see if you can make things work. Now, that first sentence I stated, only if you and the managers or the manager is a partner in an LLC or business should they have access to the account. Because the one thing that binds you in place is the operating agreement. And I touch on that a lot in the 60-Day Record Label. If you want to know how to do that, 60-Day Record Label will help you out. The operating agreement chapter, go through it. I touch on that, and I touch on partnerships, I think in video 2 or 3 of the course. Anyway, let me keep going. How do I find the right person? What you can do is hire multiple project managers to handle tasks for you first. This allows you to cut the management percentage and just pay people to do their jobs. It can make things simpler, and then you can hire a manager to handle all the mini project managers. This will give you ample time to shop around for a manager. However, you may find the manager you're looking for in the mix of all the mini managers you choose to do the simple task will be there for you. So let's say you hire a social media manager, you're managing your own finances. You develop a what would we call it? An administration management system where you go through the 60-day record label course and you sign up for all the accounts. So you technically have a way to collect all this money, and you sit the manager in the 60-day record label course, and then they run through it, and then they learn how to, oh, this is how you register for all the records every time. So now they have a system to do that job. So you have that job available, you have the accounts available, and you say, hey, I need you to do this job for me. Can you have a little bit of extra time to do this? I'll pay you some money on the side to handle these registrations, right? Maybe you take your registrations and you take the project management and you make a side hustle job for someone who is, again, managing a Burger King or something that wants to get into the music industry. It's a great way to do it. There's so many things you can do with the mini managers. And maybe you get a video guy to do all of your videos, and then you manage them, like you micromanage them. There's so many ways you can make this work. But the one way I know you can make this work and apply the system that I was just talking about a few seconds ago is jumping into something that I created called the 60-day record label course. And if you want to build your record label or publishing company in 60 days or less with a foolproof step-by-step process, I recommend jumping into this course beneath this video right now to date. You'll gain the ability to get real funding for those companies or that company. And on top of that, you'll prevent yourself from getting screwed contractually because you'll know how to read a contract. And then on top of that, you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets internationally and domestically when it comes to those record and publishing royalties. But if you find this a little bit skeptical, grab my free guide, 10 Major Steps to Increase Your Record Label's Profits. A free split sheet is included with that download, as well as a mini course. But check this out on the upside. Using all 4 skills at one time creates a dynamic duo that will seem unstoppable. If you start with a manager who is willing to learn and adapt quickly, you may not even need a contract. This will give you unprecedented growth as long as your music and work ethic backs up what the manager is doing. I mean, I've been saying that the whole video. But here's the downside. Operating on 3 skills or less will not create the dynamic duo, but will create systemic growth and organization for you as an artist. You won't be left high and dry, but you will be a little bit dehydrated. And this usually is because the cash flow management skills are missing. Cash flow management is so important to your operation that if it's missing and not done well, things can go haywire within 30 days of operation, right? So let's say you're running up to speed, you forget, now you're growing, you got some invoices to pay, you pay them, but you don't pay the credit card bill or something like that. Something goes wrong in the financial management that you forget to do, right? Because again, if this manager is on a management contract, they shouldn't have access to your accounts. And if it's that case and you're not taking care of it and cash flow management becomes horrible, or there is not enough inflow of cash to support operation because the manager is not making sure all the money and receivables are coming in properly, then the operation will fall by the wayside. See what I'm saying? Cash flow management is probably the most crucial key, but it's the one you can't put in place first because you got to build trust with people. So if you get on all four management skills and those wheels get spinning, this is a recipe for extreme success. Okay, Music Money Maker. So if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course beneath this video, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, download the free stuff below, smash the like button below, and guess what? I'll see you next time. Peace.